articles on thinkprogress.org, so maybe a little biased, but it says there are now 7 different cases implicating LGBTQ rights sitting before the Supreme Court. While the conservative majority court has not yet agreed to hear any of them, a circuit split between 2 of the cases, and the fact that President Trump's transgender military ban is at the heart of another strongly suggests at least one of them will advance to oval arguments. The cases span a variety of different issues, including employment, education, military service, and public discrimination. At the heart of them is a question about whether discrimination against LGBTQ people counts as discrimination on the basis of sex. If the court rules against queer people in just one of them, it could set a precedent that hinders LGBTQ equality across all of the different issues. Such a decision would be the largest blow to queer rights since the court upheld sodomy laws 32 years ago. 2 of the cases before the courts address the question of whether it's legal to fire someone for being gay. Two different federal appellate courts arrived at different conclusions, increasing the likelihood that the Supreme Court will hear the cases to resolve the dispute. In Bostock versus Clayton County, Georgia, a gay man argued that he was fired because of his sexual orientation. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit dismissed Gerald Lynn Bostock's case over a 1979 precedent, even though the Supreme Court cases since then have undermined that ruling, including a case that recognized sex stereotyping as a form of sex discrimination, as well as a case that recognized same-sex sexual harassment as sex discrimination. The 11th Circuit insisted that sexual orientation enjoys no recognition under the Title VII Employment's protection of the basis of sex. Meanwhile, this past February, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 2nd Circuit arrived at the exact opposite conclusion in Zarda versus Altitude Express. In that case, the appellate court found that the skydiving instructor, Donald Zarda, now deceased, was illegally fired for being gay under Title VII. The Trump administration had argued otherwise.
It's a very complicated world we live in.
And in other news, Tom Brady says he has no plans on retiring soon.
Good.